Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. My apologies for posting yet another video in regards to Alex Maurer for the upteen billionth time, as nearly half my viewers are essentially sick to death on hearing about this situation. But I'm here not to report further goings-on in regard to the case per se, but I am here more tonight to discuss a method of action for those YouTubers and Twitch streamers who have been affected by the massive wave of DMCA strikes issued by Alex Maurer that has continued unabated. So while I have you, I'm going to recap a few things just so we make sure we're all on the same page. Now, Alex Maurer had been issuing a very large number of DMCA strikes against YouTubers in regards to Star Mazer DSP and also River City Ransom Underground, amongst a few notable others. As part of the lawsuit being filed by Imigo Softworks in order to secure a legal chain of custody to the music created by Alex Maurer for their game, Imigos had obtained a temporary restraining order with the intent to prevent Alex Maurer from filing further DMCA strikes against both them and content creators who have been affected by this, and for a short while it seemed to work, but that momentary lull was only Alex Maurer compiling her Excel spreadsheet in order to go after River City Ransom Underground and any YouTubers with videos showcasing music or sound effects of that game. Maurer also went so far as to DMCA some Adult Swim game trailers as well, but I doubt Maurer even made a large enough blip on their radar for them to even notice. However, that said, the DMCA strikes against River City Ransom Underground videos are still happening and with regular frequency. It was even reported a few days ago that James Rolfe, better known as the Angry Video Game Nerd, received a DMCA strike from Maurer as well, and it would seem that greater measures will be needed to stop Maurer in her tracks. And it just so happens that this coincides with the rumblings and questions both myself and others have put forward to Leonard French in this regard. Leonard today posted a video that I am very much here to signal boost in order to ensure it reaches as many people as possible. The fact of the matter is, the funds raised by the GoFundMe campaign posted by Leonard for the Imigos lawsuit will quite possibly not be enough for that purpose, let alone maintaining a class action lawsuit. In order to do that, a large amount of funds would need to be raised, far more than the $17,000 that has been raised so far by nearly 600 amazing individuals. Even the GoFundMe goal of $25,000 would most likely be inadequate given the logistics involved in a class action lawsuit. However, Leonard has determined that if enough of those YouTube, Twitch, and VidMe content creators file an internet crime complaint to the FBI, then it will reach a point where an investigation will be launched and Maurer might be prosecuted by the government for her crimes. And given that it might be difficult for some of those content creators to navigate government websites, I have purchased a little domain to help everyone along. A short while ago, I purchased a domain name and set up what is called an HTTP redirect, and then I set that redirect to the relevant FBI online complaint form. So now everyone can tell Alex Maurer to quite literally suck it, as the domain name is, yes, you guessed it, suckmydmca.com. Yes, if you navigate to suckmydmca.com, it will take you to the relevant FBI IC3 complaint form, and you are on your way. And this is an actual legal complaint form for the FBI, so I would ask that anyone not affected by Alex Maurer's DMCA strikes make use of this form. However, if you do know of a content creator who has been affected by Alex Maurer, please direct them to suckmydmca.com. And yes, there will be links to all web pages down in the description below. But just so everyone knows what to do with this particular web form, the first panel is victim information, which is you, the content creator. The benefit here is that if any of those content creators live outside of the US, they may still file a complaint here. Simply fill out your own information and then continue on. The next panel is financial transactions, and you actually do not need to do anything with this, as this would be if money had changed hands between you and Alex Maurer. So you will want to skip past that to the next panel, which is titled Description of Incident. This is where you describe in your own words how Alex Maurer issued a spurious DMCA strike on one of your videos, and please do go into as much detail as possible. And if you want to give the FBI a bit of a hand, you can inform them that the relevant U.S. code that Maurer has violated, and that would be U.S. Code Title 17, Chapter 5, Subsection 512, Part F, which reads as F. Misrepresentations. Any person who knowingly materially misrepresents under this section, 1. That material or activity is infringing, or 2. That material or activity was removed or disabled by mistake or misidentification, shall be liable for any damages, including costs of attorney's fees incurred by the alleged infringer, by any copyright owner or copyright owner's authorized licensee, or by a service provider who is injured by such misrepresentation. As a result of the service provider relying upon such misrepresentation in removing or disabling access to the material or activity claimed to be infringing, or in replacing the removed material or ceasing to disable access to it. That's basically what that means, is this is what malware is doing, this misrepresentation section. So then you should check the box marked Other once you've filled out your description, and then type in false DMCA takedown. The next panel is information about the subject who victimized you, and this is where you would put malware's personal information, which most of the YouTube content creators will have or should have received malware's personal info once their DMCA strikes were reversed. If for some reason you did not receive that information, then you will simply need to put in the closest city to where malware lives, and that is Doylestown, Pennsylvania. And then in other information, you can post any emails in that regard, but they will need to contain full header data, so you might want to Google how to get that, as each mail client is different. Then you can state whether you were the victim or not. If you were not the victim, it will ask you for your own contact information, but as this does require extensive personal information of the content creator involved, I would still not recommend dealing with this if you were not one of those affected. Also, if you have been affected by a DMCA strike from Alex Malware, please hold on to any screenshots and email correspondence either from or to Alex Malware or YouTube or Twitch or anything in regards to this case, just in case the FBI comes asking for information. You will have it ready to provide them. In the meantime, I will link Leonard French's video down in the description below. I do recommend you go give that a look, as he does discuss the class action aspect more in depth and the pitfalls involved with that. Also, the GoFundMe campaign still has not met its goal, so I will make sure to put a link down in the description for that as well, if anyone would care to help Leonard French and Imigo Softworks out with that as well. Also, please do share this with every content creator that you know that has been affected by this, and tell them that they can tell Alex Malware to suck my DMCA by going to suckmydmca.com. And while you're at it, please do ask other content creators and anyone on social media to spread the word that if you have been affected by a false DMCA strike by Alex Malware, then go to suckmydmca.com. I just love saying that. I really do. Suckmydmca.com. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.